Good morning, Phil. What's happening?
Good morning, Boomer and Gio.
Hello.
One soda, one soda, one soda. So take that and
That's
do what you
$60,
want with it.
Phil. $60.
Okay, yeah, come to my house and collect it.
I want to, actually. Were we ever going to go back to
Yeah, I'm hoping that
thing?
do we have a Sunday that's open where we can come over and watch games with you?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I can do that for sure. But, man, it's not as pretty up here now. The leaves have fallen. And,
It's okay. We want to be inside with you, and we want you to cook for us, and we want to watch games and drink and do the whole thing. And
I'll serve it up. I'm a good cook, so you will not go hungry here, that's for sure. My greatest attribute in life is my eating, so I like it a lot. And I will say this, Gio. What are you in camouflage today?
I am. It's a little snake skin pattern, is what that is.
Snake skin.
A little snake skin pattern. Yeah.
And I like it when you guys start talking to Jerry because Jerry gets riled up, and one of these days he's going to punch somebody. That's what I feel just watching it.
Oh, we all feel the same thing, and we can't wait for him to totally snap. And he has snapped before. It's very close. You know how that is. You have that very temperamental teammate in the locker room that could lose it at any moment.
Oh, that is so funny. It's just a matter he snaps because
it is.
Oh my God, I don't know what it is, that word, just with Jerry and everything. But hey, he's working with you two idiots. You
wears on him.
Talk him. He's trying to tell you what's going on, and you won't listen.
Yeah, we will listen. Well, you don't listen to anybody for that matter. All right, so let me ask you a question. The trip to Germany, a lot of beer and pretzels for you, I heard. Little Mouse that was on that trip, watched pretty much everything you were doing. That game had to be tough for you to do for Westwood One. I mean, Daniel Jones missed at least 10 different opportunities for this team to win the game, and now it sounds like, and nothing's official yet, but it does sound like that they're going to send him back to the bench. Give me your assessment of what you think is going on over there.
Well, let me go on to my Germany trip here real quick. Okay. Did a lot of appearances. I will tell you this. We were in Munich. The fans, they are off the charts crazy about NFL football, and they're mad as hell because they want a game there every week. And so it's really interesting. The crowd at the game was, just into it. Everybody's in their seats. 3 hours before the game, the damn stadium was full. And I did the game on Westwood One with Jason Horowitz, and we literally sat in the middle of the stands. Not a booth, not anything. We were in the middle. I'm, during timeouts or whatever, all the fans sign autographs. Hey, how you doing? Leave me alone.
What?
It was cold. Oh my gosh. But my last thing is, I was at this big function in a huge room with all the fans in it, and Roger Goodell's there next to me. Julius Peppers is there, and they give us these beer steins, and they're humongous. I mean, whatever. And they want us to kill them. And I didn't do that, but I'll tell you this, the commission did a pretty damn good job.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, no, it was good. He played into it, which was great, and he didn't drink the whole thing. But I don't know. The whole experience is really something. It caught me by surprise, just the energy and the enthusiasm everywhere you went about the NFL.
All right, now let's get to the quarterback situation here for the Giants. And what do you expect going forward, and what did you see doing the game on Sunday?
Well, it was like I've seen this movie many times. It was a rerun, just plays, opportunities, everything you could think of for the Giants to win the game. The Giants were the better team. Yes, Carolina played with a little more enthusiasm maybe early in the game because, they won one before. They got a little confidence. Bryce Young actually made some good throws early in the game, too, to help them. But the opportunities, and they did not take advantage of them once again. The turnovers in the red zone. And, I even said this on the air. Probably the best play call of the game by the Giants was Brian Daboll on 3rd and 1. Let's run the flea flicker. Oh, I see it on TV now. And 2 receivers are wide open. 3rd and 1, you think the defense is going to try to protect against the run. They are flying to get to the quarterback, but both of the receivers that ran their routes were wide open. It was going to be a big play. Could have been the difference in the game, but that's the Giants' season.
Yeah, but he just doesn't pull the trigger. I mean, and that's why he's probably going to go to the bench. And it sounds that way, especially listening to Joe Shane yesterday, and of course Brian Daboll. They don't want to throw Daniel under the bus, and I understand that. But we all know what we're watching, isn't that right?
Well, yeah, I think we all, when the game was over, I said, boy, that could be the end of Daniel Jones. And I'm sure a lot of the fans were saying the same thing. People watching the game. And look, anytime you want to shake up your team and get a different vibe and whatever, the easy way to do it, and it's probably deserved, you switch quarterbacks. And I did hear you guys talking about a little. It will be Drew Lock. I can't imagine that they're going to jump over him and give us Tommy DeVito. I watched Tommy DeVito. He warms up for like an hour before every game. Been in about 3 or 4 Giant games. And, hey, look, he did a good job last year, but Drew Lock was brought here and came here because he thought there might be an opportunity to play. Daniel Jones wasn't going to be ready at the beginning of the season or what's going on now. Seattle wanted to keep him, but he wanted to go somewhere where he had a better chance to see some action, and I think that's the biggest reason why he came to the Giants.
I can't imagine that Drew Lock is going to make this offense look much different, but I guess there is hope there when you put in a different quarterback. What type of offense do you think we're going to get with Drew Lock?
Well, he grew up in Seattle last year, Gio. That's one thing he did. He was drafted by Denver, and I think in the second round from Missouri. Everybody thought he would be a first-rounder, but he'd had a so-so year his senior year. They weren't as good or whatever. But out in Seattle, he played very controlled, smart, made some good throws. He's tough as hell. I don't know what to expect. He can run, good runner with the football. He is a big guy. He does have a very good arm. And what I've seen during his career, it hasn't been great, that's for sure. But in his career, he's not afraid to take a chance, and he will drive the football down the field. I'm sure he's been practicing as a second quarterback, a few reps with the first team offense, runs the scout team a little. So I just can't imagine they would jump him and put in Tommy DeVito.
Yeah, we're talking to Phil Simms here, and Phil, what's going on with the Jets is just absolutely mind-numbing.
Oh my gosh.
It is, yes. Oh my gosh is right, and it is mind-numbing. And we've been talking about coaches the last couple of weeks. Gio brought up an unbelievable name at least 6 weeks ago, probably right prior to Rob Saleh being fired, and I never really thought of it because I didn't know whether or not he would be able to get back into the NFL. The NFL has no prohibition against him, and that is John Gruden. Do you think that John Gruden would be a good fit for the Jets, and do you think that the NFL would, welcome him back with open arms?
No, they would not. I can't imagine they would. So that I heard y'all talking about that. John Gruden would run an offense if Aaron Rodgers comes back next year. That is what he teaches and what he has done his whole life. John Gruden is a coach, and Aaron Rodgers ran for all those years in Green Bay. It's an identical offense in that way. I did hear you guys talking about Steve Spagnuolo. Hey, he's older. He's got it going out there in Kansas City. I've talked to coaches that play the Kansas City Chiefs, and they go, oh, my God, this guy, he's changed from what he was doing 2 years ago when it was new. And they talk, and I just go, well, hell, do you have a chance to win? The way they would talk about it. I even heard that when the 49ers, Boomer, we were out there for the Super Bowl, how much he had changed, and they didn't have a great feel for what he was going to do. And why would Steve Spagnuolo, hey, I would think they would pay him like a head coach in Kansas City to make sure he stays there.
Now, Phil,
so the John Gruden thing that's a pretty tough sell.
Well, sorry, hold on 1 second. If an owner comes to wants to hire John Gruden, in theory, you're telling me that the NFL and Roger Goodell would stop that owner from making that hire?
I'm not going to say no, I would not say that. I think they would give their opinion, and it would be kind of like, come on, is this what you want to do? That's what I think. So, he's got a suit against the NFL. There's a lot of guys, I don't know what to even say about that. I just say, no, I don't think that could happen with the Jets, but it is a good idea, Gio. I'm not taking that away from you, but there's a lot of good assistants, and almost for sure, Rex Ryan wants the job. Heard that the other day on TV. I was like, wow, okay. He's outwardly just saying, one more shot, I'll go back to the Jets. But if you go to the Jets, in this day and age, unless the coach you hire, he's on the defensive side, can he find the right offensive coordinator? To me, that's the biggest thing going on in the NFL now. It's about the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I just find it hard to imagine, though, if if Woody Johnson or the Bears ownership group decide, like, listen, I'm fine with John Gruden and his past, and this is the perfect guy to take over my team right now, and then the NFL comes in with their opinion of it and a strong opinion of it, that it would influence an owner enough not to make that hire because it would upset the league. I just can't. I can't see that. Now, you were standing next to Roger Goodell drinking beers with him. I was not. So you probably have a more informed opinion on this, but that seems nuts to me.
No, I don't have a more informed. Of course, we didn't talk about any of that stuff. John Gruden would not be the guy you want to hire in Chicago. Caleb Williams is not the quarterback that's going to fit his system. That's what they got going on there now in Chicago. Why they fired Shane Waldron is they're running an offense for the drop-back quarterback, the pocket guy and everything like that, and that's not what Caleb Williams is. He needs a unique offense, which the Washington Commanders did for Jaden Daniels, and he needs something not the same but something similar. And always you want to have an offensive coordinator that's going to fit the quarterback's abilities physically, mentally. And, just think about Caleb Williams. I'm sorry to get into this.
No, go.
But he's had great success as a young kid playing youth football, high school football, college football, and he's in a different world right now. It's been hard. He's getting some lessons. And you know what? His career's not ruined. He'll be fine. He needs to toughen up. There's nothing like a little failure to get your rear end really on fire. Pay attention and play the game differently.
As Aaron Rodgers said, he said humble pie, basically. This is what's going on there. He does have a coach out there that could actually unlock him, who has unlocked Jaden Daniels, and his name is Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, that would be interesting. He would be a better fit for Caleb Williams than what I've seen watching their games. Like I said, he's running the Geno Smith offense. Geno Smith is a veteran with experience who's a drop-back quarterback. He's not Caleb Williams. So when I watch it, I just go, one, quarterbacks to have success, Boomer, we all know this, you need an offensive scheme that fits what you are, and the sequence of play calling is probably more important than anything. And when I watch the Bears, they've had a few good games, no doubt, against lesser competition, but they played well. And, of course, they blew the game with the Hail Mary, so I don't know what to say, but they got to get the right guy in there for Caleb Williams to let him show his talent and what he is.
Yeah, that's a very good point about the Hail Mary. They lost to the Washington Commanders in the last play, and it was a disaster, and it's been a disaster ever since. And now Shane Waldron gets fired. Now, Cliff Kingsbury obviously had some success with Kyler Murray, a younger player.
Right.
He is now having a ton of success with Jaden Daniels. And didn't he coach Caleb Williams at one point in his college career?
He was out there at USC, I think, his last year.
Oh, there you go. There. So, yeah, all right. So I would think that would be a good fit if, in fact, that does happen. I do want to talk to you about you real quick. There is a local guy. I don't know if you know him personally. He's a Bergen Catholic guy. He got his first win as the interim coach of the New Orleans Saints, and that is Darren Rizzy. Do you know him?
Oh, yeah, I know him.
How great is that?
Yeah, it's great. Darren Rizzy, he's the greatest joke teller I've ever met in my whole life. I mean, he has 4 new jokes every time you see him. The next day, he's funny as hell, but he does have a great personality to be a head coach. He's tough. He believes in all the, what you do to build a football team. So I was really happy for him that he, had success and won a game. And I'm sure the team, when he gets up and talks, it's got to have everything. Motivation, funny, relates to the players. So it's a good audition for Darren Rizzy down there in New Orleans.
He actually, opened his press conference after the game on Sunday by saying that he backed up the head coach's toilet. Did you hear that?
No, I did not hear. That is something I really don't care to hear. But okay.
Well, I didn't realize he was as humorous as you're making him out to be. But
oh no, he is. He really is.
Well, there you go.
When I go and cover a game and he's the special teams coach, he comes up to me, "Hey, Phil, did you hear this?" And he goes right into like a stand-up routine for 5 minutes. I'm like, Darren, don't you have to coach somebody? Leave me alone just for a minute. But yeah, that's great. And I love all this talk about the quarterbacks and this and that about Caleb Williams, he's ruined. I just go, come on. Terry Bradshaw. I know I've told you guys this before, but the great Terry Bradshaw, always makes this statement, hey, as a quarterback in the NFL, you got to go to hell before you go to heaven. So Caleb Williams, he's got to toughen up. And another group that's got to toughen up, the Jets. When I was on the plane And Bob Papa told me the score of the game. I said, "What? You sure?" And then I watched it, yesterday, and wow, it was just a total domination. It was embarrassing. That's the best word for it.
Yeah, I mean, in this defense who has talked a mean game and really been feeling themselves for years, they missed more tackles than any other team in the league this year. I think they were tied for 20. Sauce Gardner, embarrassing. I mean, that to me looked more – there had to be an effort issue there. I mean, I'm very careful. Boomer always does be very careful about saying teams quit, but – and I'm not saying they quit, but it did not feel like they were giving 100% in that game on the defensive side of the ball.
There was no emotion, and I watched it on TV just to see it, what it looked like on there instead of on my computer. And the Jets did not have the emotion, the intensity. And I thought when I just watched it, I wrote down, I just said, hell, Arizona thinks this is a Super Bowl. The way they were hitting, the way they were blitzing the quarterback. Can they pick up a blitz? My gosh. The Jets can't. Free runners coming at Aaron Rodgers. And, everything. Arizona running the football. Kyler Murray under the center. Kyler Murray making great decisions. It's not all about him. And they got some other players that are playing terrific. And, boy, Jonathan Gannon has done a really good job. I thought he had it going last year about midseason, that it fell apart. But they got it going once again, so it's going to be a fun team to watch.
You said it. If you have a 40-year-old quarterback who's bound for the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, one of the greatest players of his generation, and the offense can't pick up a goddamn blitz, that means that the offensive coaches absolutely suck, because you got to have a plan, and you got to be able to put that plan in place to be able to handle the blitz. And once you can't handle the blitz, guess what? They just keep blitzing and blitzing and blitzing, and the next team you see, they're going to blitz and blitz and blitz. And I'm serious, Phil. This is like, I cannot believe. And then you listen to Aaron yesterday talking about how, they got to practice harder and they got to make, they got to be smarter. It is too late. I know.
They should have been doing this in training camp. So to practice harder. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but
Bill Parcells said, "Do I have to give you guys credit for playing hard? Can I take that that I don't have to worry about it? We're going to do that no matter what I say." So go ahead.
All right. But I also said this week and Monday morning I came in here and you probably didn't hear this, but I did say that I believe that Aaron Rodgers has sucked the life out of the building over there at the Jets. And what I meant by that is that it's not so much negative towards him. It's more positive towards him. It's how everybody else is reacting to him. Like, he's walking in there like he's the god, that he's going to make all the plays, that things are going to happen because of the things that he has done in his past. So everybody's going to defer to him. The owner's going to defer to him. The coaching staff is going to defer to him. There's no way in the world Jeff Ulbrich can hold him accountable for the way that he's practicing. Rob Saleh wanted to, have Nathaniel Hackett step down because he recognized that they weren't very good. They weren't very organized. They didn't have answers for the blitz. I mean, this thing is a complete and utter disaster at the moment. And I have no idea what the hell they're going to look like next year.
Well, listen, organizations, your show, anything we all do, there's a pecking order, and when it's in order, that's when you are at your best. We don't have that pecking order in order with the New York Jets, and that alone, I think, is a big deal. So, and I know, all you worry about, Gio, is a quarterback and an offense, and the coordinators are always just on fire, making sure let's protect and not have people just running free. And when you see them running free, that is just an indictment on the coaches. And and the effort, I know they probably did give great effort. It didn't look like it. I mean, it was going by what my eye, and the results show us that is, that's the worst when it happens that way. It's one thing to play hard and lose. It's another thing not to play hard and really lose. So that's what I saw watching the Jets.
All right, Phil. Glad you're back in the country safely. Great talking to you. We got to set up that date.
Yep, we'll do that. And imitate me once again, Gio.
Phil.
That's pretty good. It's feel.
Feel. Oh, my gosh.
Got a good little southern accent to it there, son.
Wow. Wild blueberry. Oh, my gosh.
I know. I hear you. I tell you what. Boomer, reach over there and just give him a little punch in the arm for me.
No. I actually just keep moving. Just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I like it.
See you, Phil.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Of course. Love having Phil on.